Hey, what's going on, y'all? I wanted to talk briefly about like losing yourself, especially when it comes to relationships, because y'all know that I, consult people to help prevent lesbians from being abusive in their intimate relationships, through practical spirituality. And so I know for myself, I had lost myself multiple times in multiple relationships because I became so consumed and what they wanted and how I was hoping that I was making them feel and how I was wanting to please them in every way, that like compromises are okay, but when it gets to the point where it's like to a compromise where it's like completely out of the realm of what you would have done, that's when you really know you're starting to lose yourself. And I had got myself to that point so many times, multiple times throughout my relationships, that I began to just lose myself where, I forgot about my own passions, I forgot about the reason why I was so happy, before I got into relationships, where I was so hyped and so just excited about life. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do this with my life, I'm gonna do that. I know my divine blueprint, I'm gonna live it. And once I got into my relationship and, maybe dealing with their own, shadow self, and it's coming on, then my shadow self start to awaken, and then it's like two shadow selves is really just in a relationship, like our light body's not really in it no more because both of us really lost ourselves. And that's when the fighting and the arguing will start happening. And then next thing you know, I was in a abusive relationship, where I'm abusing myself, with self-sabotage, with with just being insecure and just being like so stressed, and just really just causing a lot of mental and emotional harm to myself, and then letting it pass to my lovers and who I'm in a relationship with. And so I just really want you all to really be aware when like the steps start to come, when you're beginning to lose yourself, and really know how to regain yourself. And sometimes, like for me, like I told my ex that her leaving me was one of the greatest things that she could have done for me, because if she never left, I honestly can't really say that I would have found myself again. And that's the honest truth. Like, I don't know, like I would actually say I'm lucky enough that my ex was strong enough to leave my ass, because if she didn't, who knows where I would be. Seriously. I mean, yes, I had to go through the heartache, the depression, feeling, just like I'm dying like almost every single day because of the heartbreak, because I'm so damn sensitive, but just knowing that it allowed me to get room for myself, that it gave me room to refocus on how I was before I got in the relationship, and even what I have learned when I was in the relationship to add on to what I've already experienced in other relationships for me to grow. Like growth can really be painful sometimes. It don't have to be painful, but when you're not aware of that, growth can really be painful. And I experienced a lot of pain, a whole lot of pain, which is why I'm so passionate about doing this YouTube channel with Leslie Candid, because I know how it feels to be like rock bottom when it comes to relationships. I know how it feels to feel so unworthy, to feel like I'm not loved, to feel like I ain't doing shit with my life, to feel like I'm just a loser. Like I felt like that so many times, but thank God I don't no more. Like I found myself. And so I just really want everyone to be aware if they ever feel like they're losing themselves. So you're losing yourself if you compromising things that you would have never ever in your life imagined that you would compromise, and you just feel like it's completely out your character. Now sometimes it's good to be out your character if it's something that you want, because sometimes growing can be uncomfortable. Like that's okay. But when that something ain't fully ain't right, and that it's strictly because of the other person for their own happiness, nah, you right there on the brink of beginning to lose yourself right then and there. Like it's just so many different things to look out for when it comes to like when you feel like you're losing yourself, when you're not living your own passion anymore. When when you realize that you are more in tune to what your partner is doing and not what you're doing with yourself, you know, like you forget to be working on your own goals and dreams, then you're losing yourself. That's a sign of you losing yourself. You know, if you're not doing the same things that was healthy for you to do before you got in the relationship, maybe like you worked out all the time, maybe, you know, you was reading, you know, personal spiritual development books, maybe you was hanging out with like really good friends who was like good for you, but when you find out that you're not doing those same things, like you're losing yourself in that relationship. So just be mindful and just be aware of when these signs and these symptoms come up, man. Like I said, man, if y'all need to talk more on an intimate basis, you know, you can always call me at 2487-TANIA-B. That's 2487-TANIA-B. Like I said, I just do consulting to really, you know, help prevent lesbians from being abusive in their intimate relationship, being abusive to themselves, and, you know, being abusive to their lovers. So if you like this video, definitely hit the like button, you know, definitely hit the bell, hit subscribe so you know when I'm coming on live again and all that greatness, man. I love you. Keep loving yourself.